I thought I'd have a little walk up in the Hay Bluff area today. I've never been here before, except for yesterday. It was absolutely covered in snow, and I didn't realise that the mountains had snow on them. And I was a bit ill prepared, really. I didn't have my micro spikes, and I only had my little rocket pouch because it was going to rain and I was going to do a waterproof test on the Fabsil sprayed Parasmock. But and I looked at the path going up there, and I didn't know whether it had an adverse camber, which means if I started sliding, I couldn't arrest that slide, and I'd be sliding all the way down the mountain. The path goes up there, and I don't know whether there's an adverse camber, and if I slid I might go down there, all the way down there. So I turned back. I thought, I'm not doing that. Okay, which is the right thing to do, really, because I just felt ill prepared. But this time I got me micro spikes, and I've got me like a higher length boot, although the boot I had yesterday was all right. And I got my gaiters, and yeah, I didn't have a, that's right, I didn't have an ice axe either. Okay, which you know, so it's best to turn back in it, really. So I come here today. The snow is still on here, but not as deep, and it was completely, the mountains were completely white yesterday. So but it's a bit bitty today. It's oh, I don't know, a 60% covering, if you like. So I've even got my sunglasses because it's a sunny day, you know. So let's see how it goes. I got to get up this steep bit now, and that's the nightmare bit. And then yeah, and then get on the flat. Then I'll also be crossing into England from Wales as well, so long distance. Not really, we're right on the border, so. I actually just met a couple now, an old girl and all that, and they had to turn around because it was too slidey, so it's too dangerous, see. So at least they done the right thing and turned around. But that's the view. The sun's over there, up there, and there's no snow on the lowland. Just right, really, because I wouldn't want to be stuck in the car and not being able to leave the car park, you know. So yeah, it's good. The only thing is, it's a very wet snow, which we normally get now these days in the UK. Oh, right. Let me concentrate on this now. Oh, am I breathing as well? I think the path is over here. Oh, not that it matters anyway. Oh no, it's not. There it is. Oh. by there and go in up the edge there. Oh. Oh. There's also gliders, hang gliders, jumping off the edge as well. So just goes to show it's a really nice day, and I've got to strip off. So excuse me, I've got to strip off. God. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Ooh. I just got rid of some weight on this hill, and I can honestly say, to give you the information, that oh, it's good grip, look at that. Snow, even wet snow, especially wet snow probably, is good for toilet paper. In fact, it's even better. I'll leave it at that. Made it! Oh, that's the hard bit over with, I hope. Now I'm going to get my jacket on. I should have got it on just down by there actually, and get across to where I'm going. And the spikes done a really good job, as per usual. I really needed them. Right, I'm going that way. This is the life. I gotta find the path now. Oop. Oh, there it is. Right over there. Oop. Ooh. I'm sinking down. There you go. Wow. If you could see that view over there. Absolutely brilliant. If I turn around, it's probably a bit dark. And a bit distant as well. Never mind, let's get going. Here you are, Mr. Theodolite hole. There we go. I just come from over there, got to here. I'm going to do a right turn and go that way, and then go into England just over there. Long distance or what? I can see Pen y Fan from here as well, the highest point of the Brecon Beacons in a distance. So there's a hang glider coming over, so I'm going to get off this now and get going over there. Oh shit. Do you know, after a while your feet shrink through the day, and doing exercise like this, your feet can shrink and your boots become loose. So it's just to be aware that, you know, it's good to once you get up the top of the hill, if you feel like it, just tighten your laces up a bit, because your circulation goes wild going up them hills. So just have a look at this. Come loose. See, it needs all tightening up. If you can see that. So I'm gonna just tighten my laces up. You've got to keep yourself comfortable, innit? You don't just plod on and end up getting blisters or the start of a blister. So I'm going to do that now anyway. I'm like a child really, a bit of snow and I go mad. I might grow up one day. Start being responsible. I'm just before the little hill. I'm going to sort of turn like a 10 o'clock left, if you like. So here's where I am. Let's go across this deep bit. Yoo-hoo! All right, there's the hill. There's some sort of, I don't know what that is, a little direction marker. Oh, it's Office Dyke maybe. Don't know whether you can see that. A little arrow and an acorn. And then, oh, directly over there, I measured it, 17 yards. Is the Welsh-English border, or is it water there? That's what I'll go in. And there. And there. Oh God. Right, okay. Right, I'm pretty sure this is it. Somewhere along here. I think that might be over there actually. That is the English-Welsh border, or Welsh-English if you like. Wales is on this side. Okay. "17 yards from that marker stone." So there you go. I just met someone now, and I'm going to a different trig point, and he said it was right by the Cat's Back. He's like named the Cat's Back, so I never knew that. Whoa, a lot deeper here. Yep, just oh, shit. Just below the knee. All right, I'm in England now. Thing is with the snow, because it's like, you know, imagine wading through mud or something, you just gotta be a little bit fitter, just a bit. If you're not fitter, then still play in it on the mountains, but don't be over ambitious, you know. Don't think you could do what you could do when you were younger, or when there's no snow. Oh, there's a nice bank over there. Oh, deep as anything. I slide down that. No, I better keep to the mission. Never change the plan. Never change the plan. Do you know, if you've never played in the snow before like this, just a few precautions you need to take. I think you should, it's up to you like, what you do, but I think you should tell someone where you're going, when you're going to come back, and when you are back. 3 things. And towards the end of the video, I'll go through the extra bits of kit I carried because the snow was down, and I'll go into detail a bit as well, you know. So yeah, I'll do that. I gotta watch my footing as well, because I'm sinking in now and again, up to my middle of the shin, like, you know. Ooh. Whoop. That's what I'm aiming for, sort of over there. There's a valley there, and there's a bit of a hill going over there. So it looks further than it looks, because it's not as further as it looks, I should say, because the GoPro is defaulted to zoom out, you know, so it's a little bit short. Ooh, it's a little bit shorter than it looks. So I've still got the spikes on, so I've had them on all the time since I first put them on. So might take them off over here. I don't know yet. Don't know. But I feel good, you know. I feel comfortable, and you always meet some nice people up here as well. Like-minded people, positive people, people who are not losers, you know. People up here are the ones that always win in life, you know. So it's just the way it is. Oh, water coming up. I don't watch, because I might just go down up to my knees or something, you know. Lucky enough, I seen the weather forecast and it was sunny all day, and it's about 70% blue sky. So and there's no wind at all, hardly any wind at all. So it's really good. Oh. There's on these mountains there's wild horses or ponies. I'm not sure which ones they are, but they're strong beasts, both of them. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in front of me now. They're not. They're sort of up ahead, and there's no young with them, so that's good. But just got to be careful a bit. But they do tend to sort of trot away from you normally. But yeah, these horses are wild, and just got to be a bit careful, you know. Unfortunately, he's right on the path. so yeah, there's only one on the path, and the other 3 are out the way. So yeah, just get past this. There you go. He just got out of the way. Oh, it's very damp, you know, and trouble is all this dampness, all the damp snow, I should say, the wet snow, is sticking to the spikes, and I feel I'm wearing platform shoes. Yeah, sometimes I gotta kick it off. And it is going up to my ankle as well, and I'm dropping down to the middle of the thigh as well, middle of the shin as well sometimes. Oh, so there you go, nearly there. I can see the trig point in the distance. Oh, I'll put a grid reference to where that is, and then I'll make my way back then. I just want to show you a little hack. You probably already know it, it's well known, but you could tell how many hours you got left before it gets dark or the sun goes down, and that is putting your fingers against the sun from the sun down to the horizon. One finger is 15 minutes and then half an hour, so 4 fingers is going to be an hour. So I just worked it out now that there's about 3.5 hours daylight left, or sunshine if you like. I'll have another go. Might be 4 hours actually. Let's have a go. Right, I can't see very well. Where's the sun? I can't see the sun in the screen. I think that's it there. Right, okay, if I get this right. So that's, oh, it's not, you go 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 like that, but it doesn't work on camera because the camera's defaulted to the different focus to your eye, and this camera's defaulted to sort of slightly zoomed out. So but that's how you do it anyway. 4 fingers is 1 hour, 1 finger is 15 minutes until you hit the horizon. And I worked out it's about, including that hill in front, it's about 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours. So there you go, that's that. Right, I'm gonna get going. Whoa. Oh. Made it. Yes. There's a ridge over there that's sort of like that. That might be the cat's back, but I don't know. That's what the other guy was on about. It probably is actually. Anyway, it's like a ridge. Yeah. Anyway, that's that way. That's the trig point. Now I'm going back to the way I've come, all the way over there. Oh, right. Oh. And I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Yeah. I'm trying to show you how deep the snow is. It's a lot of it was about just over my shin. Sorry, about halfway up my shin, and some of it is just over or just halfway up my boot. Now, just bear in mind I've got high boots on, and I'll show them at the end, because that's one of the differences. Not major difference, but anyway, I'll explain that at the end. But yeah, it's quite sinking in quite a lot, you know. Just you know, yeah, between my ankle, just above my ankle, and the middle of my shin. So you gotta not be over ambitious, because it's a little bit more tiring. Okay, I mean, this is just right for me so far. But yeah, it's all right. But you got to watch as well. You got to watch your food intake as well. If you're on a diet, don't bother with the diet. Just eat. Have a nice British, English breakfast or something like that, and carry some sandwiches or whatever, you know. But you don't want to run out of fuel, you know, because I've done that a few times in the past, and it's not very nice. You are absolutely chin strapped, knackered, because it's partly because of unfitness, but it's mainly because I run out of fuel because I didn't eat right. And I even did that as a kid as well, because I wasn't aware of what I was doing. And by the time I was walking home, I was almost collapsing, you know. And it is scary. It's pretty scary. You think like, well, I got to keep going or I'm going to die, you know, unless someone finds me. And look at it, middle of nowhere, in the middle of the week, you know. So got to be switched on. So you got to be physically good for what you're doing, you know. Don't be over ambitious, and switched on as well. It's not just physical. You got to be both qualities, you know. So because they're quite dangerous, these mountains, but they're quite good as well once you've been on them a few times and you know what you're doing, you know. And don't get complacent like I've done before, you know. Like I said at the start of the video, I came here yesterday not knowing that there was snow on the hill, and I turned away because I had my mountain boots are all right, not these ones I got on, these are different ones, but the mountain boots I had on weren't high up the leg, and I didn't have gaiters, and I actually forgot my windsock on my GoPro as well, so that was part of it as well. And when I'm doing a waterproof test, I don't wear a rucksack. I just have a little rocket pouch in my hand with a few bits in, and just plod along with that, because I don't want to cover my back up, because that's covering the jacket up on the back, you know. So oh look, so oh, that's no good. Let's get around you. There we go. Yeah, even on this terrain, it's all right wearing the spikes, because it just digs in the dirt, you know. So yeah, so there you go. Whoop. So I think if I do that video with a waterproof test with a Parasmock, I don't know yet. I don't know when it's going to rain on my day off. It's going to be on the lowlands or the low hills where I know where I'm going and I don't have to carry too much. So there you go. Okay, just past that boulder field there, just a bit further, and they got these sort of 1, 2, 3 with a bit cut out there, and I'm now looking at the border. I'm on the border now, and that's it there. That stone there looks very square from here. It probably is actually. It's a very square looking stone, and the border is going from this third rock straight up there, and this is the well side, I think. So just show. Digging me toes in, getting through the snow. Very flat looking rock. There it is. It's not actually square. It looks square from down there. And the border is just going straight up there. So there you go. I'll get another shot of that. So there we go. And I'm nearly back at the car now, so I'll just go through the stuff. The first bit's going to be the stuff I normally carry in the winter, and the last bits are extra bits because it might have been freezing. Okay, so I'll start off with the Ventile jacket or Ventile smock. That was just in the bottom of the rucksack. That's a backup, that is, just in case. I could put that straight over this jacket, okay, without taking anything off. So yeah, that's just sort of a backup I can throw on. Right, you got your mittens, inner and outer, army issue gloves, mittens. They're inners, they're Gore-Tex outers, they're very good. If I brought if I brought ice axe, I would have had proper gloves and carried the outers. Okay, good old woolly pulley, normal winter stuff really. I like jumpers, and I like wool jumpers, and this is cheap to buy. You get a lot for your money. It hugs the body and it's really warm. I think it's warmer than a fleece jacket actually. The only thing, it looks ugly. I'm not bothered about that. So yeah, they're pretty good. Now you've got your, not just a water bottle, but a bottle cover, a water bottle coat, just in case the water freezes up. You don't want that. So I put the coat on the water bottle with a few bits in there, water, a torch and whistle, and a lot of water purification tablets, and a tiny filter and what have you. Anyway, flask. Don't normally carry a flask of hot tea, but today I did. Then you got your British Army wristlets. I can't remember the name. Wristlets or something. They go around your wrist, and then your wrist is there, and your fingers go through these little loops to bridge the gap between your coat and your glove, I suppose. Then you've got your gaiters. If you've got normal mountain boots that's just over your ankle, then definitely wear the gaiters. But I carried them because what I've got is like high length boots. Okay, Altberg these are, I believe. Yeah. So there you go. I got away with it. I looked at the snow from a distance, and it was patchy. So yeah, I thought I'd get away with that. But just in case, I carried my gaiters as well. Now, these white socks, sexy socks, they're British Army issue Arctic socks. Now, I would have got away with a normal army sock today, or a normal hiking sock, you know, because it wasn't freezing, it was all right. But I wore them anyway, just in case, you know, they're all right, you know, it won't hurt. And the good old spikes, these were brilliant, by Catula. There's no left and right, but there is a front. There is a front. It says front there, and it's got medium by there. I'm a size 9, so they're really good. There was people turning round on the hill on the first bit. They couldn't get up there because they were slipping all over the place, and it's on a like a slope like that, and it just wasn't very good. So these spikes, micro spikes they're called, they're really good. Okay, they've done a lot of work, and I had them on 99% of the time. I didn't take them off, actually. I've only taken them off now, just about 100 meters away. So that's that. And the good old sunglasses. God, I'm freezing it. Sunglasses, yeah, for sun glare, you know, just in case you have a little bit of snow blindness. So there you go, you can look cool as well. And I wore them quite a lot as well. So there you go, they had a lot of use, that stuff. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. Like, share, subscribe, because the battery's going to go in a minute, or something's going to go. It got a red mark. Yeah, so thanks for watching this far, and I'll see you around sometime. Cheers.